before we take questions, turn it over to Al for a quick opening statement.
For today's game, we're going to recall infielder Isaac Paredes. We will be selecting Tarek Skubal. He will start the game for us on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, Casey Mize. So I'll just open it up for questions now.
Oh, we have plenty of questions over here, and we are fortunate that we have on our Zoom speed dial a man who can answer hopefully some of these questions, if not all of them. That is Tiger skipper Ron Gardenhire. Gardy, I first want to take you back to right around the middle of August, back to the week itself when the organization decides to call up three highly anticipated prospects, of course, in Mize, Skubal, and Paredes. Obviously, you're privy to the information before we were, but I'm surprised.
It was just, we were letting them do their thing in Toledo the whole time, and everybody said, boy, you must be looking at those guys. I had plenty to work up here with, and that's all I try to keep my mind on is what's in front of me, and that's the ball club and this clubhouse. So there was decisions being made, outside of this thing, making sure we got those guys stretched out, making sure they were ready so they wouldn't hurt themselves, and that was all part of the process. So we finally got to the time when we needed some pitching, and we felt those guys could come up and help us, and that's when they made the move. And then Paredes was ready to do this. We felt we had some injuries with our infielders, and you know what? These guys have all come in, and it's fun to watch. I mean, this is the future of this organization, and they're learning. They're still young, and they're still learning, and it's going to be a process, but we got some good players here.
Well, you hit on it. These guys are young, real young, and Generation Z, we call them. Are you impressed at all with their maturity that they displayed through the first couple of weeks of seeing them up here?
Absolutely.
Big promotion.
I mean, they all handle themselves very well. It's funny how when they cross that line, they've been these real tough guys, and all of a sudden it's tough. You're in the big leagues. You're standing on a big league mound facing big league hitters, and I think that's something they're still adapting to. You're not letting those guys get too big in their head. Going ahead and doing what you did to get here. Make pitches, locate the ball. As far as pitching goes, but Paredes, he stepped right in. The kid can do some things. He's not afraid. He's taking pitches that are close pitches, and we've got him right here now, right here in Detroit. We're going to let him finish the season with us, let them get experience, and they'll be better for it as we go along this year and next year.
With it being a condensed season, as we talked about, before it began, that anything can happen. Every game is so valuable. As you play in that final month, what are your hopes that you see unfold before you?
I just want these guys to gain experience, but compete. This is fun right now. I mean, it's not going to be easy. We're going to have to play well, and we can't make too many mistakes, but that's the fun of it. And it's a totally different feeling. There's no fans in the stands. Those, they're the ones that could get you really going, and we have to do that ourselves. So we're ad-libbing on the bench. It's kind of fun. You hear a lot of weird stuff, but it's good. It's all good.
Well, kind of staying with that a little bit, nobody gets to see these guys as much as you do. And, we only see what we see on television. And sometimes we just look at a guy, let's say like a guy like Casey Mize, it's kind of this baseball technician, pretty robotic, calm and collected. Are there any behind the scenes surprises with any of these young kids that you seen come up, maybe a little quirkier than you might have thought, or maybe quite the opposite?
No, you know what, and that's a good point here, because Mize has always been, before we got him here, kind of one of these guys I've just left alone. I don't want to scare him. I don't want to, and Scoobs, but as they're going along, they're, sitting on the bench, walking by them, making jokes with them. They're actually, their personalities are really good. We just haven't seen it because they've been trying to watch their P's and Q's, but they're starting to open up a little bit as we go here, and it's kind of fun with them. We're having a little bit of fun. They're cracking jokes and laughing, and that's going to help them on the field now that they're finally starting to relax and feel comfortable here. And, people have gone out and done their homework and done their job, and that's why this organization is trending in the right way. We're not seeing total wins and losses changing over, but it will come, just because we're going to have a really good group of baseball players here.
He's intent with his routines. He's intent with what he's trying to do in the games. I think he's going to do just fine. He doesn't show any weakness. He just stands in there like a man ready, and he's ready to do battle whoever he faces.
Isaac Paredes making his major league debut. Isaac Paredes' first major league hit. It drives in two.
We came to be champions. Grand slam. We came for the goal. Isaac Paredes. We came to be winners.
All right, Isaac. I know one thing we know about you is that you smile a lot. You seem to be enjoying life a lot. And in your social media post back in March, you said, "Enjoy it. Baseball is a simple game. This is the year." Were you predicting that this might be your chance to be called up to the bigs?
Pues sí, no, ya lo.
Yeah, you know, it's been my year so far. I already fulfilled my dreams, and I just wanted to be my first year entering in a playoff. So it would be great if we have both. My first year in the majors and we're reaching out the playoffs.
I know you said that it was actually your wife who told you the news that you were going to be in the starting lineup the night of your debut. Tell us how that came to happen.
Pues es que el día que yo sabía que estaba en el roster, yo me bajé del bus.
You know, the day I found out that I was in the roster, I just got out of the bus and I was pretty excited. I couldn't believe it because I was told that I was in the taxi squad, and as soon as I came out of the bus, I just wanted to go to the clubhouse, sit down in my locker room, and I couldn't see the lineup. I didn't see it. I wasn't aware of it. You know, at 3:15 that day, I had to address the media, a press conference, but at 3:12, my wife sent me a text message, and that's how I found out. So I went to address the media almost shaking. I will not forget that moment. You know, I didn't know that I was going to be on the game already, and she knew it, and it was pretty exciting, the thing.
When people talk about Isaac Paredes, the baseball player, what do you hope people will associate with your name? What type of player do you want to be known as?
Vea que estoy desarrollando
you know, I want them to associate with my name that I'm growing up, that I'm developing, and this is a slow-paced thing, that I'm going one step at a time, and that you do not want to reach out and try to eat the world, because you know you're facing the best players in the world. That's why it's Major League Baseball, the best baseball in the world. So we're gonna be adapting and learning, and especially I'm not gonna lose always. I'm always gonna learn, even from losses, and enjoy the victories. So I'm working on my explosiveness and learning every single time, learning about the veteran players, the guys with a lot of experience down here. I'm always willing to learn.
De todos los jugadores.
You're a young man, still 21 years old, and already we've seen great plate discipline from you, great pitch recognition. How have you been able to implement that as part of your game at such a young age?
No sé, no creo que es un talento que Dios le da a cada.
You know, it is a gift that God gives to all of the players, and my gift is hidden. You know, having played discipline and put attention to the pitchers since the moment he's warming up until the game starts, and see every time all the pitches he has. And you know, I asked all the players, I asked my teammates who already faced him during the game about the pitches, was he throwing, when he's throwing it, and that's the way you learn. We have very good hitters. We got veteran players down here in the roster, and they tell you what type of pitches the pitcher is using. And I felt pretty comfortable in the batter's box.
One final question. Is there a goal in mind that you have for the remainder of this 2020 season?
Pues la primera meta.
You know, first of all, ask God to keep us healthy, and why not? Why not reaching the playoffs? That's my goal, and the goal of our whole team. We've been coming out of very rough series, and we're just getting this trust. We're just getting this winning mindset. We trust in each other. We trust in ourselves. So our goal is to make the playoffs and demonstrate those who do not believe we can do it, that we can do it.
Isaac Paredes, gracias todos. Thank you so much, and continued success this season.
Thank you.
With Jack Morris, I'm Matt Shepard. Let's welcome in Russ Skubal.
Talk a little bit about the journey, the joy that you guys all feel right now. Well, when we got the call, it was pretty amazing. Derek called me to let me know, and then his brother happened to be sitting in the car. And it was pretty cool because we got to share it.
Yeah.
How many kids get to live out their dream? How many kids say, "Hey, Dad, I'm going to do this"? And I know how hard he's worked. I know the time he's put in. I know the effort he's put in. He's come back from Tommy John. He's come back from COVID. And he just keeps coming back.
How often has your name been pronounced correctly on the first time?
Like 5% of the time, probably in my life, maybe less than that. Like it's usually something like Tariq or Tariq is close and it resembles my name, and they have my last name. I'll respond.
If I'm not mistaken, I think you only received one D1 offer coming out of high school, and then you get drafted in the 9th round by the Tigers in 2018. Now you're making your big league debut 2 years later. I mean, how do you kind of describe what this journey's been like to this point?
Yeah, when I got that phone call, it was awesome. I got to tell my parents and my friends and my family and all that, and it was really cool. It's been really fun to go to work and work really hard and get the results. And I've always thought that hard work pays off, and I've always just tried to work really hard, and I just try to control what I can control, and that's my effort level on the mound, and that's just giving everything I've got to every pitch and every hitter. And I just think I'm really competitive. Always been like that. My family's instilled that in me from when I was young. We had like a locker room growing up with just 4 boys in a house, so always competing about everything. So yeah, I just think I'm competitive, and I want to be the best player I can be and reach my potential.
You talk about growing up, the competitive nature in the household. How much when you talk about some of the other prospects that you've had to pitch alongside, how much did that competitive energy fuel you guys individually?
Yeah, I think we all kind of built off it. We all saw each other having success and like, all right, well, you're going to go do that. All right, watch this tonight. You know what I mean? Or watching someone else go out there and have success and just building off that and going forward. If Casey or Matt or Faedo or Wentz were going out there and shoving, like it's like, all right, now it's my turn to go do that. So yeah, I think it was competitive, but it was also we also helped each other a lot by doing that, I thought.
Yeah. I know sometimes when you go into like job interviews, they always ask the question, what separates you from, so-and-so, or why should we hire you? It's always a tough thing to answer for a lot of people, but in your opinion, what is it that you think sets you apart from some of these other younger talented guys? I'm not saying makes you better than the other guys, but what sets you apart from some of the other prospects?
That's a good question. I mean, I just enjoy everything that goes on. I like to work hard. I enjoy it. I like to be competitive. I like to go out there and compete. I like to learn. I'm trying to learn as much as I can and adjust on the fly and make those, adjustments to have success. And I enjoy the whole process. I trust the process of getting better every day. And I truly do enjoy it. When I go to the field and I feel like I got a little bit better that day, I don't know. I just really like doing that. So maybe that would be my answer.
Now the payoff. Got him looking. Second strikeout of the day for Tarik Skubal.
What have your experiences so far, in the major leagues already taught you as far as, what's needed in terms to succeed and stay at this level?
Yeah, 1 through 9, the lineups are really good. But for me, it's just about finding myself and being consistent, start to start and getting that routine, hammered out and what I want to work on in between each start or, working on everything, just always adjusting and getting better. So, I mean, for me, I think I'm just learning that, I got to execute a lot more pitches every game, and focus a lot more and really zone in, every time I get the ball.
Down he goes.
Congratulations, Casey Mize. Welcome to the big leagues. You're on that fast track.
Just keep being yourself, man. Trust yourself. You got here for a reason.
You've been fun to watch up to now, and I think the best is yet to come.
All the best to you, buddy, except when you're playing us. Good luck.
All right, Casey Mize, I'll tell you what, I can't even imagine to begin what it's been like for you, not just over these last several weeks, but, for the season as a whole. The outpouring of support, the anticipation for you to get to the bigs. What has it been like, if you could try to summarize what life has been like for Casey Mize?
Yeah, well, it's been a blast, man. It's, it's not how I expected this to go, but, man, I'm happy I'm here, and I've just been enjoying every second so far. And, this is just the beginning of a long journey for me. And so I'm trying to soak up as much knowledge as I can and get some really quality experience. And it's just been a blast. I've had a lot of fun so far.
Was there a moment, like once you towed the rubber for the first time or something, where you said, okay, now I feel like a big leaguer. I'm settled in. I'm here.
Yeah. I mean, I think I realized that I was, I belonged here and I'm ready to be here just from my emotions. Like I didn't feel too nervous, didn't feel too anxious, didn't feel scared or anything. Like I just feel like, it's another game. I'm going to go try to compete and win. And so I think that just like I really was happy with the way I handled it mentally. And so obviously getting the first strikeout and getting out of the first inning was a good feeling to be like, all right, made it through one and now we got to get going. So those things were all helpful as well. But I was just really happy with how mentally prepared I was and how I didn't feel overmatched or anything. So I think that was a big sign for me.
People say you're wise beyond your years. Is that accurate?
That's what everybody says. So if that's what they say, then I guess it's true. I don't know. I just feel like I try to learn a bunch. I feel like I just try to learn as much as I can from as many different sources as I can and just try to acquire knowledge and go from there. So.
At what point did you kind of realize, hey, if I continue to work at it, this is a realistic path for me?
Yeah, I mean, I think this has always been my plan ever since I was a young kid. Like, I was just totally convinced, like, I mean, there's just no way I'm not going to be a big leaguer. It's just, I mean, every kid's dream. It's like, it's just what I'm going to be. And then you kind of get older and realize, this might be a little harder than I originally thought. And then I think, probably my early high school years, I just realized, like, this is, a realistic opportunity for me when I kind of transitioned from being mainly a shortstop to really like I'm going to focus on pitching. And then I really started to stand out after that.
You remember kind of your evolution of developing pitches as far as what you first started with and then you started to incorporate this and this and this? Like, was that, what's that whole process like of saying, hey, if I do want to get to the bigs, I got to be better than just fastball change?
Yep. So growing up, when I was younger, like I said, I played shortstop a bunch, but I also pitched. I pitched for a long time. And, my dad only allowed me to throw a fastball changeup for a really long time. And then when I got, around 15, I started learning a slider. And just like every 15-year-old, like I fell in love with throwing a slider. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to throw this all the time. And so I did. And then I ended up losing feel with my changeup because the circle change not working anymore and all these different grips not working. And so, he kind of split my fingers on the ball. And it just felt really natural to me. I could throw it like a fastball and I threw it. So that's kind of how the split finger started for me. My junior year, I talked to one of our student assistants, Tyler Stovall. He was a second-round pick. So he taught me how to throw a cutter. So I picked up the cutter about a week before my junior season, and I've been throwing it ever since. I love it. And then the curveball, it's like I said, I've been kind of working on that for the past couple years. I'm pretty happy where it's at right now. I just got to get more consistent. So that's kind of the evolution of all my pitches.
Yeah, incredible. I know you said when you first started throwing the slider, you fell in love with it. Is there a pitch now? And not that any hitters are watching and they're going to get tendencies here, but is there a pitch where you say, this is it? I've got one pitch to throw. I got one situation. This is what I'm delivering.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I like to mix and match and really keep hitters off balance. But, when I get in a really good position to throw a splitter and, I feel like I'm pretty confident in it because, when I execute, I think I can be pretty successful with it. So there's certain opportunities I'm like, man, I cannot wait to throw this splitter right here.
Oh, got him. Save that one. First of many in his major league career.
Already, you get into September. How do you hope to maximize the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think it's just log innings and just grow. I hope to pick it up and, perform better for the team. But, I'm going to be focused and prepared and, give it everything I got for this last month because I think there's a lot of value, not only for this season, but leading into the future as well. So, like I said, I just really want to log innings and help this team win ball games.
Well, Casey Mize, I hate to say it, but you're wise beyond your years, man.
Thank you.
We appreciate the time. I know I speak for all Tigers fans. We say, we're not just excited to see what you can do individually, but also what comes of your entire Generation Z teammates this season.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to the future of Tiger baseball.
All right, that's going to do it, everybody. Johnny Kane signing off inside the Tigers.